Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon. I am so pleased. My name is Amy Denny Zuniga. I have the great joy of being the rector here at Grace Church, the senior pastor, if you will, for about 10 years. And I'm so pleased to introduce to you Babaji from the Sonoma Ashram. We've had just a little chance to connect here this afternoon already, and he is a wonderful soul and has a lot to share with us. So we'll have about half an hour to 40 minutes, 45 minutes of Babaji with some teaching and some practice, and then we'll have about 15 minutes for some questions, and then more opportunity for interaction across the hall. We have a reception, and Babaji's books will be available, and he is available to sign and have further conversations one-on-one. So I just want to take this opportunity, because this is the last of our soul-searching series, to thank everyone who has turned out for them. It's been a wonderful kind of diverse, flowing, changing crowd throughout that. To invite you to our World Labyrinth Day, which we just found out was a thing. Last year, we're like, we have a labyrinth. We got really excited. So every year, the first weekend in May, there's a rotating walk for peace that happens at 1 p.m. all around the globe. So we invite you to come and be part of that Walk the Labyrinth at 1 p.m. the first Saturday in May. And I want to especially thank our team that has put this together. Folks have really worked tirelessly on figuring out how to get the word out, how to set everything up just right, how to welcome people. It's been a lot of folks involved in that, and you know all who you are, and I just am so grateful to you. So I would love a round of applause for everybody who's put this together. And without any further ado, Babaji.
With great love and respect in my heart, I welcome you to this hour with me. First of all, I would like to thank the leadership of the church to invite me. I have lived in Sonoma for almost 36 years, but this is the first time in this part to sit with you. I just returned from India after spending 4 months there, and still a little jet lag, so it feels good to be sitting with you. So much is happening in the world. The city in India where I come from is called Varanasi, the holy city. It's the oldest living city on planet Earth, where you see people going down the steps to bathe in the river, and the bodies are being cremated right in front, and kids are playing, and life goes on. Nothing is hidden. Everything is right in front of you. People live a very devout life there. The spirituality is lived. And coming from there, it was crowded and so many people, then landing in San Francisco, being picked up and driving on these big open roads, coming to Sonoma in the spring. Air is clean, grass is green, our trees are loaded with fruit, buds, and the gratitude emerges in the heart. How blessed we are, how fortunate we are to be living in such an abundance. And when we live such a blessed abundant life, it also has a responsibility. What is our responsibility? I think where our basic needs are met and life is so easy. Just before I left in India, the war had broken up, and people were standing in line at 3 in the morning with their gas cylinders to have a refill of that cylinder. 3 in the morning, and the line was a mile long. So coming from there to this, my heart really just, you can imagine how grateful I felt to be living here. And then comes, okay, now what? What is my responsibility? I have been in this role for 36 years in Sonoma. And I think here we have perfect opportunity to practice spirituality. We have time. We can make time if it's important. We don't have to stand in line to fill our gas cylinders and spend a good part of our day just taking care of the basic needs. We have time. Thank you for inviting me. People have a spiritual practice in so many different great cultures. Everybody's really talking about the same thing, just in a different language. In India, this path is called path of yoga. Yoga. Yoga means union. Union with what? With God. In yogic language, after we leave this body, we want to merge with God. Here we talk about we want to sit next to God. We merge with God. When we take birth, we are separating from God. We are taking a name, an identity, then a story is created, then it's me and it's God. Separation is the act of separation. I lived with Father Dunstan, so I am a little familiar with we used to have great conversations. When I left my previous life, my guru had asked me to go to a new place, penniless, and start over. And I ended up in Sonoma. I was going, didn't know where to go. I saw the sign Sonoma. To me, it spoke Sonoma. Listen, Divine Mother. And I took the exit. And someone told me about Father Dunstan, this eccentric monk who lived in the hills. And I went to him. He listened to my story and he said, well, God has sent you here. What can I do? Come, live with me. There is a room. He gave me a room. I don't know how many of you know of this place, Sky Farm in Sonoma. Great place. Even Father Bede Griffith came in there and we had a great time. Had some good time together. Metanoia, missing the mark. So when we take birth and we take an identity and create a story, it's an act of separation. So in Indian terminology, any spiritual practice we do is really an act of uniting with God. Yoga, yuk, yoke, union. When I met my teacher, I was touched by him. He had a sign in his ashram. It's easy to become a Hindu, a Muslim, a Christian, a Jew, and a Buddhist. Those willing to be a good human being come to me. Being a good human being, I was very touched by that. So whatever I will share with you, this is what I learned from my teacher. He told me a story when I met with him. The story was, we all have a mind, and we relate with the world with the mind. Mind is never still. We like to be still. We call, okay, still your mind. The truth is, mind is never still. How does it move? It attaches itself to things that are moving, transient. You're laying on your back looking at the sky, lost in the vastness of the sky. A little plane appears here. Mind will go to the plane, and we have begun to track the plane. We have totally forgotten about the sky. Silence is always there. Sound comes and goes. Mind goes to the sound. We have totally forgotten about the silence. Silence doesn't go anywhere, it's there. Unchanging, unblemished, ever whole. Silence is there. Something comes on the surface. Mind goes to it, and we say, I have lost my silence. Silence doesn't go. Mind, we have just gone with the mind. We read a newspaper. How often do we think about that blank sheet of paper on which it's printed? It's there. It's the foundation. Because of the paper, we are able to see the print. But we totally get taken by the news, the media, the score, the story. We never think about this blank sheet of the paper. My guru said, oh friend, you're not what you think who you are. You are only identifying with the half of your life. That which is transient, that which is moving, that which is changing. The other part is ever present in its wholeness and purity, unchanging, unblemished. Any attempt we make to identify with that aspect of the self is called a spiritual practice. Doesn't matter what. As long as I know this is what I do to merge with that, to identify with that, can be called a spiritual practice. There is a part of the self that never changes. It's there in its wholeness. But our mind, we have given so much importance to everything that the mind brings to us and thinks about it. We call it, this is my life. But that's only the half of my life. Other half is there, eternal. Eternal. To identify with that is yoga. Yoga is the spiritual practice. So, in my understanding, my spiritual practice is all about identifying with that. It has no name, no form, no attributes. It just is. It has no quality. It doesn't expect anything from me. It just is. So any effort we make, doesn't matter what, as long as you know that this is what I'm going to do in the name of honoring that part of the self, is a spiritual practice. In our tradition, stillness is given great importance. Stillness. Restlessness is very contagious. It's as if we don't know how to be with ourselves. If we have a free moment, we got phone, we got this, we got that, we got that. We don't know how to be with ourselves. So learning to be with yourself and be comfortable is also a very important part of our practice. Because mind would like to attach itself to something and run. It's like a man was riding a horse, galloping, and his friend was standing. Hey, where are you going? I don't know, ask my horse. So wherever the mind goes, that's where we go. So great importance is given on stilling the mind. And the other thing is doing something every day in the name of honoring my connection with that part of the self, which is the foundation. I go around speaking. I ask people, so what is it that you do every day in the name of connecting with that? It doesn't matter. As long as we do something, even for 3 minutes, 2 minutes. I don't know, Babaji, I do this, I do yoga, I go walking, I go dancing, I do physical exercise, I pray. The definition of spiritual practice is something that I do daily. If you want to get to the water, you have to dig one well deep. Not lots of little potholes. That someday I do this, someday I do this, someday I do this. We end up with potholes, we never get to the water. So in our tradition, the great importance is given to doing something daily. And may that something be so simple that mind doesn't find an excuse not to do it. Mind is very clever, you see. Mind does not like to be disciplined. It likes to be spontaneous. In yogic tradition, it is talked about the mind has 4 trusted methods of staying in control. We call it 4 nooses, like lassos. Sam. Sam means denial of the importance of the promise you have made to yourself. Suppose you go home and say, okay, I heard Babaji talk about, I'm going to do something. Okay, I'm going to just take 3 deep breaths every day. Even that's simple. When the time comes, mind will, it's not a big deal, I'll do a little later on. It's not a big deal. Suppose you are able to work through that one. There is another, dham. Dham means a better option. Mind will suggest a little better options. Oh, maybe I should go out, walk. It's a nice, beautiful morning. I will do that later. If we are able to work through that one, the third noose, dand. Dand means fear. Some kind of fear will creep in that needs your immediate attention. And if you are able to work through even that one, the fourth and the most important one is bhed, separation. I'm different. I'm this body type, and I'm this Gemini, I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a this. This is not for me. So Sam, Dham, Dand, Bhed. These are the 4 lassos of the mind that keeps us separated from our practice. I'm speaking from experience. When I go and I tell people, okay, don't do anything. Just take 3 deep breaths every morning as you are leaving your bed. Just sit in your bed and take 3 nice deep breaths in the name of your connection with that. Whatever name you give to that, higher self, divine self, God, divine mother, any name you give, in the name of connecting with that presence in my life, I'm just going to sit and take 3 deep breaths. Guess how many people are able to do that? Not many. They say, Babaji, I have sat down to do that, and the dog jumped on me, and the cat came in, and the phone rang, and something else came up. So may our spiritual practice be so simple that mind does not find an excuse not to do it. I'm not saying just do that. After that, whatever your heart and mind follows, your church, do all that. But before that even, just taking that little time to just be with yourself, fully present. Your presence is the presence of God. If you are not present, God could be standing right here and we won't see him. Mind is somewhere else. Learning how to be present. How to be present to ourselves. The yogis talk about what is the most precious thing we got. that we will not exchange for anything in life. Our breath. Our breath. We all know what will happen if this breath stops coming and going. It's so precious. Do we know how many times we breathe in a day? We take 21,600 breaths a day. Someone asked a great saint, how many times should I repeat the name of God in a day? He said, 21,600 times. This breath that we have, in our language it is even called Pranamayi Bhagavati, the Divine Mother in the form of life force, who brings us life with each visit. Holding that sentiment in our heart and mind, with that reverence, if we welcome a breath, see how it feels. That this visit that's coming through my nostrils is breathing in life in me. Feeling that gratitude, feeling that blessing flowing in. Wherever our mind is, that is our reality. That choice is ours. If we bring our mind to that gratitude, that sacredness that is already happening, it can bring about a big change in our life. Imagine you are just waking up and you have a little time. You just sat in your bed, quieted your mind down, bring it back to yourself, and welcome that breath with that feeling. Holding the sentiment of gratitude, holding the sentiment of sacredness, we welcome that breath, feeling it. Even if you don't have any spiritual practice, even doing this, at least it takes care of the guilt that I don't do anything. It's not about doing or not doing, it's more about the guilt. The guilt that we build up, it snowballs. And I had just come to Sonoma and a doctor came to visit me from Marin. He said, Babaji, I used to be a Buddhist and I even brought a big Buddha statue from Thailand and it's sitting in front of my office. And I haven't practiced for 5 years. And I even avoid looking at Buddha as I enter my office. What should I do? How should I start? I said, tomorrow, as you go, park your car, look for a little bush, pick a flower, just stand in front of the Buddha and just place the flower and look straight in his eyes. A week later, he called, he said, Babaji, I started practicing. So sometimes it takes a little switch. Otherwise, we keep on going on in avoidance. And having these little rituals that can help us to bring us to that moment are very important. And may those rituals be so simple. Even welcoming those 3 deep breaths every morning. Mind will come in, okay, what does it mean? What should I, well, you can put any word to it. God loves me, I love God, I love myself, whatever. Just put 3, just so mind can quiet down and you can be in that presence. That presence is always there, all around us, always there. Just our mind is somewhere else. Anything we give time to, we see beauty in it. Even the pebbles that we walk on, just we sat and just looked at that pebble for a little, we begin to see the shape and the size and the colors and all kinds. It reveals that beauty. God's love is permeated in every particle, in everything, provided we take time for it. We have made multitasking a new fashion. The idea is do less, but do it well. My understanding of the word sacred is that which has been carved out makes it sacred. That is carved out from the rest. If we carve out a little time from our day, every day, even 5 minutes, just pushing it all aside and being still in that remembrance, in whatever form you remember, as long as you are present with that sacredness in your heart, it is with you. No one needs to tell me you're approved. Give me approval. As long as I give my approval, this is the way, this is how, through this I am connecting. It needs your own approval. If you don't approve, if you don't believe, it doesn't exist for you. If you believe, you approve it to be it in your life, it is there for you fully. So you ask me, what is my practice? My practice is very simple. Taking a little time, carving out a little time from my 24 hours, when I'm not being a Babaji, when nobody needs me, when I don't need anybody, I just am there fully with myself. Then I try to sit quietly with repeating a mantra that my Guru has given to me. Mantra is just 1 or 2 syllables, repeating that in the mind. You see, mind likes to do something. So you give it a little assignment. In many meditation practices, if I will lead you into a little meditation, I will tell you, okay, what is the simplest thing that is happening to you? Breath is coming and going. You don't have to do anything. It's already happening. Bring your mind to the breath. Breathing in, you think of the sound so. Breathing out, hum. Actually, it is the sound of the breath that the breath is already making. So inhale is so, exhale is hum. So we tell our mind, as the breath is coming in, you think of the sound so. As breath is going out, think the sound hum in your mind. Just think. You don't have to say it. Thinking so, you inhale. Thinking hum, you exhale. So you have given a little assignment to the mind. and that becomes a meditation. I was talking that how do you practice being quiet? You hold on to a phrase, a prayer, a sound. So that's the assignment given to your mind so you can be quiet. Then even that drops off and you go into that stillness. So in my practice, stillness is given much importance. Out of stillness, everything is born. With a mind that's calm, we can find a needle in a haystack. With an agitated mind, an elephant could be standing in front and we won't see it. God's presence is all around us all the time. We are not able to feel because our mind is somewhere else. I come from this city, Varanasi, where the holy river Ganga flows. Hindus believe that at least once in your lifetime, if you bathe in the Ganga, all your sins are washed away. Even once in your lifetime, if you bathe in the Ganga, your sins are washed away. Hindus come from all over the world to the river to take a bath. India being a developing country, the river is polluted. They even discharge the sewage, untreated sewage, and all kinds of muck is flowing, bubbles on the surface. A devout comes in, enters the river, on the surface, puts his hand like this, closes his nose, closes his ears, closes his eyes, takes a dip, comes out. Such is life. All kinds of muck is flowing. All kinds of things are happening in life. That doesn't mean I can't pray, I can't meditate. I will meditate only after this problem is gone. No. We have to carve out a little time by pushing it all away and close our ears, close our eyes, close our nose, take a dip. That's what meditation, contemplation is all about. We don't have to figure out anything. We don't have to understand anything. We don't have to have a vision of anything. No expectation. Just being. When you are just being, that presence, you are held by that presence. Mind will come in, oh, it should be like this. I should see shooting lights and 1,000 points of light and the bliss and the clouds. No. You just need to be comfortable. We are not comfortable because we have some mind-held ideas what it should be. It is already here. We are already held by it, provided we bring our heart and mind in that alignment. And when the alignment is there, electricity runs through the whole house. You have heard me speak about Divine Mother. I'm sitting in a church, here is a father. We call God Father. In India, in the tradition I come in, we call God Mother. God is beyond what we can imagine. But for the sake of our mind, we give it a name and a form and a gender. So our mind could wrap itself around and our heart could open. If I have to give a name to that great presence, we give the name Mother, because it's the mother who gives birth to us. Mother who we are experiencing unconditional love for the first time in our life. It is her who nurtures us with her milk. So if I have to give a name to that boundless great presence, you call Ma. The thing is, in India, God has been given so many mother, father, sister, brother, lover, even enemy. Think about that. There is a great epic Ramayana in which there is Ravana, the enemy, and Ram. Ravana was the greatest devotee of Ram. So someone asked him why. He said, he's thinking of me, I'm thinking of him all the time. And that's all I want from God. So God is thinking of me, I'm thinking of God. So in our devotion, we even have to go higher than the human established relationships and expectations. Anyway, that's a whole different story. I won't go into that. What I would like to just stick with Ma, mother. In our meditations, we don't focus on any particular form. We more focus on our being. And if mind has any idea or any thoughts, we try to bring that in our heart. And there is a feeling that I am constantly held by God. That God's love is present in my life in the form of warmth from the sun, moisture of the air, the water, breath as air, earth that's holding me. All the 5 elements that our body is made out of: earth, water, air, fire, and space. So these 5 elements are the unconditional love of God that is within me, around me, holding me. I'm not separate from it all. So taking a little time once in a while, even in the middle of the day, and just feeling gratitude for Mother Earth for holding me, feeling gratitude for the warmth of the sun that's touching me. Not a big thing, just little moments of gratitude. Thank you. So this is how our meditation is. Very simple. One moment, stop from wherever you are flowing, take a step back, take a deep breath, and be present to any of these 5 elements, or just being in gratitude in that stillness. I don't pray for anything. Because if I call God Mother, Mother knows what I need. Otherwise, if I tell her I need this, then Mom, you don't get me. Mom is the one who knows what the child needs and she provides it. So if I become that kind of child, she will become that kind of mother too. Otherwise, Mom is giving, and child is taking the toy and I'm crying for the next one. She will get irritated. So we bring the same thinking in that relationship. I don't ask for anything. Whatever is given, I'm grateful for that. I make effort to whatever I want, but I have full trust that whatever I need, if it's given to me, that's what I deserve. If it's not, then it's not the time yet. Move on to the next. I can go on speaking like this because you're listening so beautifully, But I would love to hear if you have any questions or tell me.
Am I on? There, now I'm on. Does anybody have questions for Babaji?
How do you understand the word panentheism? Panentheism. Panentheism.
Pantheism. God is one. And just like here you have lamp, you got a speaker over there, you got a heater there, cooler there. They won't do their job until electricity runs through. It is God is the electricity that appears in so many different forms. So that's what the pantheism, my understanding is. It's only one.
Who else has a question? Is there one? Oh, I should have stayed in the same spot.
I'm curious about the source of the sounds that may be used for meditation, the source of whatever words you use to spark attention.
That's such a beautiful question. There is nothing but vibration. Everything that we see is nothing but vibration. Just some is a little dense, some is a little lighter. The smallest, that we used to have electron, proton, neutron, now the science has come back to that there is just the polarity between the two. It's just a little vibration. So the source of that sound of the mantra is vibration. And when the yogis were absolutely still, they were able to hear those vibrations. And that's what they are called bija mantra. Bij means the seed, mantra means the sound, the seed sound. And each of those seeds have a very unique characteristic and effect. So when one is repeating the mantra, it has a unique effect on the person. And I think everything has even the prayers that we have, the prayers that you do, if you pay attention to those letters have a very unique vibration, each one of them, and they have their own effect on you.
Thank you for everything. And something that you said kind of don't really resonate with me. You said that when we're born, we separate from God. Why is birth a separation? I don't understand it.
Well, see what happens. You are born, you are a little child, you are given a name, and then, oh, I am so and so. So we begin to, then our society we grow up in, and then we create a story, then it becomes me. But, so that is the act of separation, if you look at it.
But, I think my husband said something really nice, that we're all like God, and we're just become entities so we can say hello to each other. But we are just one.
Exactly. If you could be established in that, then there is no problem. Just walk. I mean, that's the yogic way of seeing that we are all not separate from God. Yes, that's the whole journey. If we could be settled and established in that, then you won't see anybody different from you. Everybody is.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Grace Church. So there's a concept that of Maya, on the illusion of separation, which is what my sister is talking about. The battle of humans trying to see themselves as separate entities, and the attempt or the work of the holiness to be only one, to recognize at the end of the consciousness that we're truly one. So that's what might be what she's talking about, and how that influence. Can you please explain a little bit more about the illusion from Maya, and how you guys see that, if I'm asking correctly?
Anything transient is Maya. Anything that's changing is Maya. Think about that way. And that's why we have this, like, one that it's unchanging, unblemished, ever present in its wholeness. Think of that as God. And then the other is constantly changing. And this is human life. One that is changing and one is totally established. And the river of life flows through these two. Any effort we make to connect with this is our spiritual practice. Our entanglement with this that is constantly changing is our worldly life. And so that which is transient is illusion. That which never changes is.
So where does love fit into this equation?
Love?
Yes.
What is love?
Well, that's a good question. You want me to answer it? I'm not sure I could. I mean, people have tried to figure that out for the last millennia. And I think if you asked everybody in this room what love is, you get a different definition. So, I mean, in other words, I guess I'm asking, within your spirituality,
Yes,
is there room for love, and how would you understand love?
I understand love as oneness, when I'm not wishing for it to be any different, when I'm in total acceptance. That is love.
So if I express love to somebody else, then I'm totally accepting that person? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
If you truly can be there in that place, that is love.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. That is the divine love. You see, when we bring it to the human love, then we judge and we expect them to be good and all that. So that's conditional love. Unconditional love is, no matter what, I accept you. There is place for you in my heart.
More questions?
Thank you. Thank you so much for your presence. I have a question on, in my tradition that I practice with, the Brahma Viharas are extremely powerful, present, just essence, energy. How do those four practices or four concepts manifest in your tradition?
I don't think I got it. What are the four practices?
The loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy, joy for others, joy, and equanimity.
You see, when I went to my guru, my teacher, I was a young man. And he looked at me and I told him my story, that I came to Berkeley and had a business and I have everything, but then he said, then what are you sitting here? What can I do for you? And this thought came to me, here I am sitting next to an enlightened master. I said, I want to find God. He asked me, is the sun up? I said, yes. He said, how could you tell? You didn't look in the sky. I said, the light is here. He said, love, kindness, acceptance, forgiveness are the rays, are the light of God. So wherever you find those present, know God to be right there. And if those are coming from you into the world, know God dwells within you. So all those virtues, the divine virtues, they all have place. And please know, if you are practicing those virtues, you are not doing a favor to anybody else, that I forgave you. No. You are doing a favor to yourself. You are acknowledging your own divinity. Sometimes we do practice those virtues, then we become very self-righteous, that I am. No. You are really acknowledging your own divinity. You're not doing anybody else any favor.
And can I do one more? And in so doing, though, that is what kind of radiates from our beingness, right?
Sure.
And so there's something so precious about that cultivation. And I feel like it's so important because there's so much suffering.
Yes.
Thank you.
You see, we should never underestimate the power of those acts. Little act of kindness, little act of forgiveness, little act of acceptance, they're very powerful. This room can be filled with darkness, overwhelming. Come and strike a match. Instantly the whole room fills with light. Such is power of those acts. No matter where you are, it doesn't need to be written in a paper and talked about it. Even in a small place, if somebody is doing an act of kindness, an act of loving, an act of forgiveness, the vibrations coming out of that are making a big difference.
I could not imagine a better note to end this entire series on. Truly, thank you so much, Babaji. Thank you for, I feel like just listening to you has been a meditation for me, and there's so many jewels and precious things to carry forward in our hearts. But that one particularly, your question, suffering, and the image of just one act of love and kindness, and looking around. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What a beautiful community you have. I've been coming down those roads, I had no idea.
Well, you have to come back and we'll visit. It's not far. It's not like we have to go to India. So we'll see everybody next door. Please join for some more hospitality and conversation.